Is it better to make connections and learn from the past, or just do it?
Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
So one thing that I think if anybody that's been listening or watching, our content here at ASC for any while knows is that something I've talked about quite a bit is that over the years, decades, basically I've researched and networked with people about underwater habitats. I've had the opportunity to speak with pretty much everybody in one state or form that's been involved with underwater habitats to some level, whether it just being an email back and forth, actual either face-to-face, video calls, whatever like that. I've been fortunate enough to be able to have those conversations. So it raises the question, is that enough? Well, it's not enough, obviously. That would be simple enough. But at what point do you stop talking and just start doing too? There's something to be said for garnering the knowledge and the insight from people who have come before or that have done what you're looking to do. Their feedback, their knowledge, their errors that they have made are sometimes invaluable to save you some costly or even, worst case scenario, deadly side effects of going out on your own. But at the same time, there also comes a point in time where you can only consume so much information before you have to go out on your own and start doing your own thing. And so when it comes to underwater habitats, it's, who else, who would I need to talk to? Who is that person that, okay, you've got everything you need, time to move on type of thing, or not? It's basically what I'm putting out there. It's a hypothetical. Or I'm sure that some people have just gone, hey, I got this idea, I'm going to go out there, I'm just going to do it. So I guess trying to play devil's advocate here on my own head, even as I'm saying this, even though this was thought out beforehand where I was going to be talking about, it's you second guess yourself sometimes. But what is that scale? If you've got a scale there, how do you balance that out and determine what you're going to do? And that's always a question I think people ask themselves with some of this stuff is that if I only knew that little piece more, or hey, I can garner just a little bit more to make this transition easier, and hoping that there's this one aha moment they're going to get from this conversations or reading about that. I know people who read constantly and they read books, and they're trying to gain all this knowledge and this information, but there comes a point in time when you have to put that into practice. And the same thing with ASC is there comes a point in time where ASC has to put this knowledge, these communications, this contacts, this database of networking, stuff like that, into action. Not saying we aren't doing things, but there becomes a point in time where you just have to stop talking and start doing. So this is more, this little short here is more of a, hopefully an encouragement, as well as encouraging myself here, as well as ASC trods on with what we're trying to do, but to people out there too, that there comes a point in time where you can sit there, you can sit in 1,000 meetings, read 1,000 books, meet 1,000 people, but you at some point in time have to make that step, that risk, that jump, and just go out and do it on your own. So I don't think I'm going to leave a question with this one. I think I'm just going to leave that as that thought of, are you there? Are you at that point in your life? I think ASC has been and has been, and I think that I hold back sometimes on what we need to do to really achieve that next step. But if it is, maybe it's time for you to make that jump too.